If you're not careful, you can allow the promise to be overtaken by a problem. I said the promise can be overtaken by a problem. Because you're going to have problems in life. Job said man's days are short, they're full of trouble. Man's life is full of sorrow. It is going to happen. You're going to have troubles. But when I'm overwhelmed, the psalmist said, lead me to the rock that is higher than I. Because I've got to understand that the things down here are temporal, and where I'm going to the eternal will never pass. It'll never be overtaken, and I cannot let the temporal overtake the eternal. I cannot substitute my problem for the promise that God has for me. Your problem is not somebody else. Your problem is not your husband. Your problem is not your wife. It's not your boss. You got to understand there's an adversary that is doing everything he can to hinder you. It's not your children, mama. It's not your husband. It's not somebody else. The problem is it's not a hopeless situation. There's a God in heaven that if you call on it, he can change, and he'll start by changing you. And I'm sick and tired of allowing the enemy to take some prisoner. I think it's time we get down to business. Hallelujah. And where it's got to start is it's got to start with me. Now, I realize there's some ain't going to get a hold of it. There's some that's going to be left out of the whole situation. They're going to turn around in a few days and say, my goodness, what happened? They completely missed the boat. But there's some of them that's going to say, look, I'm believing God. Hallelujah. I'm ready to go take back, hallelujah, what the devil took from us. I'm believing God. I'm going to go back and get my joy. I'm going to go back and get my victory. I'm going to go back and get what God rightfully gave to me. I cannot allow the enemy to control me. I know in whom I have believed, and I cannot get discouraged because of the way. Because when the enemy steals my joy, the joy of the Lord is my strength. And when the enemy steals my strength, and when the enemy begins to steal my faith, and doubt moves in, and the strongholds of the enemy begin to take place, because the enemy moves in, and fear moves in, and faith and fear cannot stay in the same household. But I'm telling you, when I stand on the promise of the Word of God, that it's you that brought me out of Egypt. It's you that's going to take me